no one else who loves me like you used to. Sometimes we're not ourselves. There's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. And I'll take some time, but I'll be alright. We're moving on. We're moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. We're moving on. We're moving on. We're moving on. Sometimes there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Sometimes we're not ourselves. There's no one I can turn to. And I'll take some time, but I'll be alright. We're moving on. We're moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. We're moving on. We're moving on. We're moving on.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. You guys will notice, and you might want to tag someone because I have an announcement today. You guys will notice I did not schedule this live for this week because I had planned to post a video with an announcement, but then I needed to go live. The Holy Spirit this morning said, just make the announcement live and whoever's there is supposed to be there to hear it and everyone else will get the replay. How are you guys doing out there? I've only been gone a week. I had to go out of town and that's why I wasn't here last week. But there's been so much going on in the world and there is a lot more to come. And when those things start to happen, sometimes you have to make a shift, not just in your personal life, but sometimes you have to make a shift even in your professional life. And so good morning, Nanette. Good morning, Tish. Good morning, Nita. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Marguerite. Good morning, everyone who is faithful to Unfiltered. I didn't even make an announcement, but you guys saw that I was live and you came on today, so I appreciate it. So listen, this morning I got up to pray and to begin to write. And what was brought back to my spirit was something my mom said to me a couple of days ago. She all of a sudden picked up the phone and she called me and she said, it's too much chatter. She said, you need to go to your quiet place and be quiet. And I said, Mom, I'm not chattering with anybody. I'm on the phone with Roseanne. I'm like, what? She goes, so what? She goes, good. Then you still need to go somewhere and be quiet. And I was like, okay, Mom, your mother can always put you in that little place where you're like, okay, Mom, And so at that time, it wasn't too much chatter, but I guess it was. There was a lot of chatter because I had some guests at the house when I was trying to be in worship and I couldn't turn the TV up loud. So there was chatter and there were a couple of distractions. I'm going somewhere with this. So she meant it then. Good morning, Christina. Welcome. She meant it for then, but it's also for this season upcoming. Guys, we are going into a season where a lot of things are are going to be happening. A lot of things are going to begin to manifest. Welcome, Avril. Welcome, Christina. Are going to begin to manifest. Okay. And so it is so important that we stay tuned in and that we stay aware. When Unfiltered began, it was with the purpose of making sure that we do what? Bless others, which we're going to do today, and that people stay woke. It's important to get the information. I promise you, when I started Unfiltered, I had this whole idea of what it was going to look like, what I was going to say. We're going to have people on the show cooking. We're going to promote different businesses. And I'm like, we got it. We're going to do all these different things. But then I had to sit down and do what? I had to consult the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit said, I need you to keep my people informed. I need you to go this way. I need you to talk about some hard topics. And there are some difficult topics that we have not been able to get into because it's become more difficult to talk about the difficult topics. Why? Because of censorship. Because of censorship. Hey, Jackie, welcome. So there are certain things and deep discussions that we're going to have to be able to have. But if you're on certain platforms and you say certain words, they do what now? They will shut you down. But there are solutions for that because independent outlets are being put out. Independent websites where you can stream your content and say what you want to say are being put out. Because if we stay in the current flow of things, we're only getting what they want us to hear. We're only seeing what they want us to see. And we can't have that. So I'm here to make a special announcement today, guys, that Unfiltered is in the lab. What do I mean by that? I mean, we're in the lab. I mean that there are some things going on behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, me and my media manager are going to be working on, thank you, Jackie, the You Go to Jail. I want to say something about that too. Even like we've flip-flopped so much in the world that now when you walk into a restaurant in Dallas with a mask on, they kick you out for having a mask on because they don't want to see the mask. There's so much stuff that we need to talk about, but we're going to be able to do it freely. And we're in the lab. We're going to be working on a dedicated page for Unfiltered. We're going to be working on a new format. There's some new things coming. We have some additional platforms, censor-free platforms that we're going to work on. There are some things we got to do a deep dive in. And so I won't be on here live with you all until the date he gave me to come back. And when we come back, we're going to have some really deep discussions. So that being said, he gave me the date. It wasn't the date I thought it was going to be. And I'll explain how the date came about. But he gave me the date, but just know behind the scenes, we're still working. But before I announce the date and before I get off here for today, because I just came to let you know that we're going to be working behind the scenes because over this next month, I promise you, even in the last month, there are some things that are happening. I hope you all have put some stuff in the storehouse like we told you to. I hope that you're paying attention to the shift that's happening in the atmosphere. I hope that you're keeping your ear to the ground and that you're questioning everything. Question everything. Look at both sides and then consult the Holy Spirit to get your answer. That being said, really quickly, I have 2 giveaways I want to do today. So I need everyone who's in the chat to put a number in, and I'm going to keep this simple. The number is going to be between 1 and 26. Put the number in the chat between 1 and 26. That is the number. And I'm going to start the music really quickly and we will go from there.
Sometimes there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Sometimes we're not ourselves. There's no one I can turn to. And I'll take some time, but I'll be alright. We're moving on. We're moving on. I know times are
Okay, the winners have already showed up. So let me tell you this, because make sure that when y'all do something, by the way, that it's intentional. Whatever it is that you were called to do, make sure that it's intentional, and that you're selecting things with intention. Okay, so the numbers are actually the date that we're going to be relaunching Unfiltered. So I was given 3 1s. And I was 111. when he said about the relaunch. I was like, okay, then I just won't go on this week. I'll do it next week. All the stuff he wants me to do, I can't do next week. So I was given 3 ones and I said, okay, it must be October 11th. October 11th isn't on a Wednesday. November the 10th is. The number 11 means heroes rising, and the number 10 stands for perfect order. So you can see on this page, 11/10 is the date we will be back with the rebranded and protected Unfiltered. And the 2 people who guessed were Marguerite, guessed 11, and Stephanie guessed 10. Each of you are going to be receiving $100 today, each of you. So send me a message at beblessed@bcwright.com. You guys know how this works. I got to tell you, though, what's interesting about that being given the 111 and the 1110 is that 111 has also been showing up for me. That's a whole nother conversation. But here's what I want to say before I sign off. Just stay woke. Just pay attention. When it's time for you to be quiet, it's just time for you to be quiet. And then when he gives you something to speak, it's going to be so profound. It's going to be so powerful. It's going to be so revelatory that you're going to be glad that you took the time to hear. And there's somebody on here that I had to get on for today because I could have just recorded a video and told you guys what was going on, but I needed to bless someone today. And I'm glad that I was obedient to that. Congratulations, Marguerite. And congratulations to, I want to say it was Stephanie Croft, like whatever it is you use it for. Congratulations. So be obedient in this season. I will see you guys back here on Unfiltered on November the 10th, as well as on some additional platforms. Until then, know that I love you. Know that I am praying for you. Know that I'm rooting for you. Know that things are happening in the background. Know that we are in the lab. And know that when we come back, no one's going to be able to stop us. Not when the Holy Spirit's involved. No one's going to be able to stop us. So I love you guys. And I will see you either on, I guess, on the God Zone. I'm not a big social media person. My media person handles that, not me. But I'm not a big social media person. But to that extent, I'll see you there. But until November the 10th, y'all, pay attention. Pay attention. Be vigilant. And just stay woke and be blessed. I love you guys. And I'll see you on November the 10th. Bye-bye.
It's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. It's bigger.